All right, guys, I'm really excited for this. How are you feeling, Melis?
I'm super excited, dude. I'm lucky to be casting 2 games in a row, I guess. But we kind of have the magic touch when it comes to casting games. The 2 best of 3s we've casted over the last few days have been probably the 2 best ones. We've been very fortunate.
Yeah, I hope we get another stunner here. And interestingly, we have quite a curious bit of information we just received. Of course, we can't see in-game just yet, but Mirage is the first map. Flipside won the knife, but they have chosen the T side, which is very, very uncharacteristic. So, I mean, given the time that they've had to prepare, you have to wonder if they think, they've got some tricks up their sleeves on this one. But starting off T side, what do you make of that one?
It is very interesting. It does put them in a disadvantageous position, like statistically speaking. Generally, CT side is the better, but maybe they're saving the best to last. Maybe they assume they're going to start quite slow here, want to ramp up towards something, but I mean, at the end of the day, the last time these 2 teams met each other, Flipside won 16-12 on Mirage. So if you want to go with history, again, maybe Flipside are going to edge ahead. So I think they've got to do something differently here, Copenhagen Wolves.
And that could very well be the exact reason, because if memory serves me correctly, it was the CT side that really let down Copenhagen Wolves, and that has been the story with a lot of Zevis' sides. But that said, at the moment we have the new patch, and a lot of the CT sides seem to be affected by this patch. The M4 switch, a lot of the players might not be used to it. The hitbox changes definitely helps getting those fast entries for the T side. So, hey, maybe they're just trying to jump ahead of the curve here and say, hey, we feel like everything's pretty much T-sided right now, and your team has trouble playing good CT sides. I mean, from this kind of perspective, it kind of makes a lot of sense. So I'm very curious to see if they've prepared anything specifically, because again, we don't usually have it in Counter-Strike. I mean, sure, you can, let's say, prepare for a wide pool of teams, but they have specifically known they're going to play Copenhagen Wolves in advance, and it's a rematch. So, and they've already played Mirage. So there's so much data to be worked around here for both sides, which makes it all the more interesting for me.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And speaking of this game, as we are waiting to jump into the first map, predictions. The guys in the desk did it. How are you coming down with this? Do you think that Flipside are going to rinse and repeat here? Do you think Copenhagen Wolves going to give them a run for their money?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm actually going to say 2-0 Flipside. I haven't been super on point with the predictions this tournament, but hey, a lot of crazy stuff has happened, so I don't feel too bad about that. But yeah, 2-0 Flipside is what I'm feeling right now. I think Mirage is really good for them. I think Overpass has historically been a great map for Blade and his leadership, and with the time that that Blade has had to prepare, watching demos and so on, I feel like their fundamentals, how strong their fundamentals are, have allowed them to be able to just add small little adaptations to what they've seen already from their opponents. So I'm feeling good about Flipside. How about you?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I also think if it goes down to Cobblestone, Flipside for me probably the stronger team on that as well. So I think all 3 maps I would fancy Flipside on, to be completely honest. It's not looking good, is it?
Yeah, well.
But then again, right, there's so much more pressure right now. The winner of this goes through to the major, the loser doesn't. It's really that simple. So there's a lot of outside interference, I want to say, like psychologically speaking, that could come and make this game a very different reality to if we were casting this online, for example.
Okay, so we're going into Mirage, and T side, Flip side is going to be what we first get to see. And it's almost a good thing here for Copenhagen Wolves. If they pick up this pistol, get off to a good start, that's going to be really, really nice for them, considering that they've had historically some poor CT sides. So here we go. Already we're going to see unconventionally, actually, more of a B retake kind of positional setup from Copenhagen Wolves. They have players close on the A side, which suggests that they feel like Flipside are going to go for the fast A push. But at the moment, we can see that Flipside are taking a very passive approach, although the bomb is by T-slope. And of course, Copenhagen Wolves don't have that information yet. I mean, to us, that kind of is indicative that Copenhagen Wolves want to finish on that A after trying to cause some level of obscurity, trying to waste some grenades, trying to just make life really difficult for Flipside to work out what's happening. And we do have a bit of mid sneaking there from Copenhagen Wolves, so they really want to get that 3-pronged attack going. And here we go.
Yeah, decent positions though from Flipside. And no early frags come down. And there's Markelov, first kill landed for him, will let it in ninja spot. Bondik is getting the second frag, there's Markelov with another one. USP just wrecking on through, and Copenhagen Wolves, 2 players remaining, have the bomb dropped on A, and 35 seconds to play with, everything pointing towards Flipside picking up this first pistol.
Funnily enough, though, JKM and Twist have often been 2 of the star players, star performers for Copenhagen Wolves, and in they are in this horrendous situation, 2-on-4. They've got 20 seconds. They've got to make something happen now. They're going to try to go in. There's JKM in with the fire. He'll get one, but instantly traded. And now it's Markelov in the back. He will take down Twist. So that's going to be a really, really nice start there from Flipside. And Markelov really set the pace at the start by Sam, was just instantly popping off some headshots and just I mean, making it so impossibly difficult. Because once you lose a player in these positions and the T's can't gain ground past Markelov, it's just over. The rush is just over.
Hell of a shot. And obviously, as was discussed on the analyst desk, he is a veteran. He's been around the block so many times. And one that if he starts to perform, he's an absolute terror to play against. That being said, Copenhagen Wolves have gone for the full buy, force I should say, with just pistols, Kevlar, and one smoke and flashbang. So they've got to get this first frag onto Davkos. If they can pile out onto B site and potentially get this bomb planted.
And there you go, Davkos will drop off blind. He's got cover from Markov in the back there. Multiple kills coming in here for Flipside, but can they hold on? So far, so good. Markov still alive, but down low. And that's just 2 players left here, and World is coming in for the cleanup. Now we just look to Twist here to do some extra damage with that Deagle. He really needs to get at least another couple kills here to make this round work out for his team in any sense. But it looks like a good hold there from Flipside overall, and that is now the force buy cleaned up. So they have, you know, a very chill round to look forward to now. There's going to be nothing on the side of their opponents, and they can really build that money.
Absolutely. This is the moment where they need to start edging ahead. These are the very important rounds that sometimes Flipside have struggled with. They're not always the most clean of anti-eco rounds sides, and I feel like that could be a returning factor as we go through into this best of 3. That being said, Copenhagen Wolves do have a couple P250s, you know, pistols that are capable of picking off heads. But a good hold from Markelov, and he really has started well. Triple for him. Can't get too carried away, of course. It is just an anti-eco round, but if Markelov is going to continue this pace, it's difficult to see anyone beating him.
It's quite funny taking all the Glocks into mid and those ranges against the rifles. I don't fancy the chances there pretty much ever, but it is going to be the buy versus buy situation now. So we'll get to see the situation here. So of course, just to you know, of course, correct ourselves earlier, it seems like I did actually start on the CT side. So we got World with the AWP there in middle. Not going to get smoked away. In fact, instead, Copenhagen was looking for the challenges. They want those aim jewels there. Maybe a bit of a lack of respect to what World is bringing to the table in middle. However, we can see World has fallen back now. He's got the angle over by short. Markelov has that cover from short as well. So nice little crossfire. Pop flashes can be thrown in for them to hold on to middle. And Copenhagen Wolves, they really need to take some map control here. It's all very well forcing Flipside out a little bit, but they need that connector. They need something on short. And we might see a bit of boost shenanigans here as well, trying to catch Flipside. As right now, Flipside, they don't really have much information. They haven't seen what's going on in mid in a while, so Jacob and Twist might be able to catch somebody here as they make their way towards connector.
Just rewinding a bit of time here, when Immunity were playing on their T side of Mirage, they were consistently getting into connector, getting through onto short, and really starving out Dignitas. That's something that Copenhagen Wolves are going to need to emulate if they want to start picking up rounds. That's a good Molotov. It's going to force them out the window. That's a bottleneck situation that plays right into the hands of Davkos, and he will oblige in kind with 2 frags. Could be more than that as well. The remaining 2 terrorists are pushing his location, 25 seconds, and the bomb is down. And this should be easy for Flipside. I say that, but they have lost a couple players, but still will resume their aggression and pick up the 4th.
That's pretty ideal, losing 2 guys and no bomb plant for your opponent.
Yep.
That's looking like a really sick start to the Flipside defense. And Copenhagen Wolves, perhaps it was a situation where they won the knife actually and chose the T side, as I incorrectly stated it earlier on.
They got trolled.
And yeah, perhaps they just got trolled. Either way, it's not panning out on their T side, whichever way you look at it. 0 rounds so far. Back to the save, of course, with that consecutive round loss bonus. They are able to buy up some nasty pistols, but we can see Flipside, they're reading the rounds. They're expecting some kind of pistol shenanigans. They're taking those ranges. We've got the defense all the way in the back. Very passive indeed. But 4 smokes there for Copenhagen Wolves, so they are going to try to get the bomb down at the very least. That is the plan that they will try to execute. As we can see, Bondik is ready. He's a very efficient player in spots like this, but there's not much you can do when the smoke's down covering your position. We do have Blady was able to spot some players here. Wodet even finds one through the smoke, and they're getting challenged right up close. Wodet will actually go down to Zender, so some good damage with the bomb being planted. So not too bad of a round here so far from the Wolves.
Yeah, not too shabby. I'll be relatively happy with this. Of course, you're expecting that Flipside come in and kill both these last pesky terrorists and defuse the bomb, but still, that bomb plant is going to allow Copenhagen Wolves a solid buy up next round. And there we go, as expected. But Flipside, they're going to be happy with this as well, Dan. They're 5-0 up. This is a great start, you know, calming the nerves somewhat. And now all the pressure starts to flow into the side of Copenhagen Wolves.
It's actually not very often that you see on top-level Counter-Strike where the CT side has played this many rounds and had a situation where their money is actually still looking quite good. Because we've seen a bit of chaos. Only really like just one bomb down there in the recent rounds. And generally speaking, they don't really lose more than 2 players. And there they lost only 1 player, so it's looking really strong for Flipside right now. We can see 12K on Markelov. This guy is loving it as we have that 5-0 scoreline. And in comes, once again, a challenge for mid control. We've got Werder that he does get briefly smoked off for the cross of Twist, so he can safely make his way to top mid and apply some pressure. On the flip side, they do have Markelov who's sitting on short. And he can't hear anything that's going on right now. I believe Copenhagen Wolves stopped running when they got to the BF. So Flipside don't have info as to where Copenhagen Wolves are currently playing. We can see that they have smoked off Flipside out of that window area as well. So Markelov's the only man that's really forward here that could get any sort of information on behalf of Flipside.
Rubino was talking about this as well, about the confidence, you know, coming into this. And to be 5-0 behind, that can start to play tricks on you. That's an important frag, though, from Zender. Not only does that give a bit more control in mid, but it forces the hand of the CTs to try and rotate around. In doing so, they may leave one of these sites vulnerable. And there's still a lot of time for Copenhagen Wolves to play with. But these are the kind of rounds, Dan, they need to convert.
Absolutely correct. And J-Chem's going to go in, headshot to Blade as he goes for the peek to see what's going on in Connector. And now 3 versus 5. This round is so disciplined from Copenhagen Wolves. And look how they continue the pace. 30 seconds left now. They are very spread out. The bomb is in T-spawn. They need to sprint that over towards that B-bomb site at this point. Zende's in with a backstab, but Davkos turns right around. Zende is going to get dropped, and that's a key kill right now because with 18 seconds left and the bomb still running through apartments, this could still happen for Flipside based off of time. If they can cause enough delay, we have players in the bomb site. What is their close range with the AWP? It's an awkward position as the bomb, it has to be planted right now. Great shot from Twist, so key, and the bomb will go down. Bondik, he can get a kill on the outskirts, but there's not all that much he can do against 3 players with a B-bomb plant. That was so incredibly close. If Twist doesn't hit that shot, they lose the round to time.
I actually feel that's really sloppy from Copenhagen Wolves. Yes, they're going to end up winning this, but as you said, if Twist doesn't land that AWP shot and Will that it just lands it, and then maybe even picks up the second frag, they run out of time. In a round, they got the 2 first entries in. So they've got to get better than that. I mean, you saw when they were pushing onto the site, they had a player that was rotating around CT boxes to CT spawn, and one that was still in mid. With like 10 seconds to go, you have to be together there.
Yeah, I do love that they took it slowly after getting the kills. Janko earlier pointed out on the analyst desk that we saw kind of the opposite behavior from Immunity in one round that was incredibly risky. They try to play it as safely as possible with their advantages, and I really love to see that kind of play from Copenhagen Wolves. Shows you the kind of leadership there, absolutely, from Zevez, slowing it down. And now we have a quick map control play. And Flipside, they're actually, they don't really, again, have much going on in middle. So this does seem to be a bit of an opening for Copenhagen Wolves to try to exploit. And well, that it's going to spot a couple players there by T-Slope. He might get attacked here from Palace if he's not careful. The smoke is down. He's going to be able to take down Twist, but not before losing his teammate Bondik up close. There is still, of course, Blade, who is on that A-bomb site. But Copenhagen Wolves, they've done the job now. They're 4 versus 4. They've got a minute left to play with. All they have to do is trade one to the site. They've set up the 3-pronged attack. They have the setup. Now, can they execute?
That's exactly it, Dan. You can have the best plans in the world. It's the execution that's key. That's what counts. It appears that they're going to be coming through ramp as 3-man. I think this is for smokes, basically, so you can set the smoke up onto the site. The key player here, though, is the one in Connector, and that is, I believe, Zevez. So if Zevez can get himself a frag, get around the back, then this is still well and truly on. But look at Blade. He can only get 1 kill, 25 seconds. Zevez now coming on through. He's going straight for CT boxes, straight for the jugular, flashes through with the smokes, he can't see anything. He's going to come out of this fully flash, still gets the kill, will let it go, and the bomb has been planted as well. Davkos answers back, 2-on-2 retake.
Yeah, that trade from Davkos is very important. But he's actually going to just fan back out, get himself towards Markelov's position, and they're going to take this fight together so that they can guarantee some trade situations. But the AWP has been picked up on Rubino by T-Slope. Look at this angle. It's going to be so hard to deal with. He gets flashed away. That was perfect timing there. That allows them to get onto the bomb site. Oh, they can't get the frag onto J-Chem, though. He's still alive by CT. Markelov desperately trying to wallbang him down. Not going to happen. Shut down by Rubino. And that round was another very methodical, well-planned, well-disciplined round where they don't take any drastic actions after getting that trade situation. So if they can keep forcing those trades early in the round, Copenhagen Wolves are going to have a decent half.
And I will say as well, the 2 rounds that Copenhagen Wolves have picked up have been very confident. They've not been desperation plays, rushing in the last few seconds. Like, they have been planning this out. As you say, keyword methodical. And to me, that definitely bodes well for Copenhagen Wolves. It shows that they are coming into this very confident indeed. Here's the pop for bondik. He's going to have a quick peek with the P250 afterwards. No one is home, though. I like the idea.
Wow.
Ooh, still gets it without the flash.
Yeah, just gives his position away, just casually gets the frag anyway. That's bondik for you, but Zender and Rubino in with a vengeance. 2 quick kills, and now it's the 3 players there for Flipside. Obviously, they don't have much in the way of equipment here. Although Davkos is rocking a taser, I doubt he's going to get much with that, as Copenhagen Wolves are going to stay far away from him. Markloff there also with a deagle by connector, so they could try to get some sneaky frags in with those weapons, but generally speaking, Copenhagen Wolves have really done a great job. You know, really starting to just break down Flipside. CT side looks like they're figuring it out. But I have to highlight as well, one of the crazy things about Flipside actually, especially with the kind of buffed T-sides we're seeing from the recent update, let's say, is their timing on attacks is so incredibly brutal. Their T-side is going to be absolutely blinding. So Copenhagen Wolves, they know right now that they need to get pretty much all the rest of the rounds.
What was it, 14-1 they got on train?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Something ridiculous. Just to back up what you're saying there about the T half. And what I will say is bondik's frag there, and it just goes to show why he's statistically speaking their best player right now, and why he's so feared. The guy is crazy. Mac 10 for Zevez. When they have enough funds for him to have an AK-47, you can see there's a lack of head over on Davkos and also Markelov, so that Mac 10 could still do serious damage.
Oh yeah, it's actually pretty decent, to be honest. And well, Zevez, I'm curious what his plan is right now. He is moving his team back towards slope, so it looks like they're just going to go for a similar round as they have shown previously. I think last time, though, they had that trade situation, the 4 versus 4. Flipside don't have anybody close to the slope, which means that once the smokes go down, they should have an easy plant onto the bomb site. But we'll have to see if Flipside are going to try to risk if Wada is going to run through the smoke to bench and get a pick with the AWP, or if he's going to stay back in his position. Because in comes the execute, and once again, Copenhagen Wolves, they've got a pretty easy entrance onto the bomb site. But that said, bondik doesn't get smoked off. They try to cut the site in half, and bondik is going to capitalize fully. Well done it as well, is getting a lot of damage done with that AWP. And bondik's up on the box, large and in charge with the M4, trying to tap away. They cannot get onto the bomb site. Copenhagen Wolves are being crushed in this round. And I don't see how they can save this one at this point. bondik is just going to sit there all day. There comes the flash, and the remaining kills are taken down. What a defense. I was not expecting that.
Blade, an absolute beast in that round. Picked up 3 kills, just in the right place at the right time. Raw game sense, really. It wasn't too flashy play. He was just there, just solid play.
I guess I expected the smokes to kind of block him off, but they actually went with I think it was Navi a long time ago who actually started that kind of smoke play where you cut the site in half, and it's usually pretty strong. But bondik, man, he is pretty strong as well.
Yep,
that's why he's got one of the hardest positions here, up by the shadow. Copenhagen Wolves, Metis, they don't want to give in. They're going to go for it again. The spray comes in, 3 kills. No problem for bondik. We've got Blade in there as well. I don't even know. This is just carnage here from Flipside. They're really hitting this right now.
I'm just saying, Copenhagen Wolves, you know that's bondik's position. Maybe stop challenging him, because he's going to wreck you over and over again. That was ridiculous play, but no one checking it. No one went through. The flashbang wrecked 2 of them, but the first player for me needs to be checking that spot.
Very powerful stuff. Now they're back to eco. Copenhagen Wolves back to eco. They had all the momentum. They finally had broken what was an incredible Flipside economy, and now it's back to square one, the drawing board. 7-3, and we're seeing this challenge with the Glocks and PT50s on middle again. It's pretty much the same story, though.
Yeah, I guess I can understand it to an extent, because, I mean, where else are you going to push? Everywhere's a bit of a nightmare when you've got Glocks with just a couple PT50s. It's a full-on throwaway round for Copenhagen Wolves. If they can get 1 kill, they'd be pretty happy here, but they're just getting slaughtered. And there we go. bondik is going to seal it up nicely. And the economy, the bank balance is starting to look pretty healthy now for the CTs. And Copenhagen Wolves, they need to rack their heads together and figure out what's going wrong here.
Yeah, I mean, some of the rounds which enable Copenhagen Wolves to get back into it were some of the slower rounds where they were taking some map control middle, which Flipside have kind of been giving up quite easily, to be honest. They don't have to invest much to take it away. Then they actually find a pick based on the fact that Flipside are feeling like very pressured because they don't have much info. And then they convert from that 4-on-4 situation. That's what Copenhagen Wolves have been good at. We've been seeing them go for some raw executes here, 5 versus 5. It's not been working out. Let's see if we get a switch up here. It does look like they're taking top mid and going with a more passive round. So we might see that really slow pace that was working so well for Copenhagen Wolves a few rounds before.
I feel like a couple fakes might be a good idea as well for Copenhagen Wolves. Try and catch Flipside in transition. I feel that's a place they can get exploited on, especially on maps like Mirage. If you go for the boosting window as well, you know, you're just trying to constantly out-mind game Copenhagen Wolves. But that being said, this round is looking pretty good for Flipside. I say that they have lost a player, but they know where at least one of these is, which is going to be Twist, who's up in ladder room and he still gets a frag. Was that not called across? Blade's teammates saw him go in there.
Yeah, this is very interesting right now because I mean, Copenhagen Wolves, they had some early aggressions that did not work out, but they've managed to equalize here and they've forced their way through Connector with the bomb. They can get it down, but Bondik is still alive. Is he going to go for the straight through the box? It's not quite the perfect angle. Jaken with an excellent peek there onto Davkos is going to cause a very good situation here for the Wolves with that bomb ticking away. Good post-plant setup. Bondik's still alive. He's looking for the frags, but Water isn't really going to go for this unless Bondik got a really fast one, having the orb stuck behind the choke point. There's nothing they can do at this point, and I was really worried for Copenhagen Wolves. I think it's Rubino. He went for a very fast 1 versus 1 towards B apartments, but that was the one round where Water is like, okay, this round I've got to spawn for B. I'm going to go and pick B. So that shows you the strength of dynamic AWPer, and that immediately created a bit of desperation, but it all fell upon Markov losing short there eventually.
Yeah, and I feel like the big play there, or kind of mistake from the CTs, is that Twist got into ladder room. He was spotted, gets a frag in ladder room, and from there on in has control over it. So it forces the CTs to bottleneck up the CT boxes from spawn, and from there on in it's an easy plant, an easy hold. So again, they saw him go in there. This is the thing that blows my mind. They knew Twist was there, and still, I think it was maybe Markov was caught, or Davkos. Somebody was caught in window, and from there on in it was just easy.
Here we go, back with the mid-challenge as well. It rattles off a few shots. He's going to miss both, though. And the smokes will allow a quick approach for Copenhagen Wolves. Blade, though, he wants to get the spray, but there's smoke absolutely everywhere. Although the delay is quite good right now, Copenhagen Wolves need to use the smoke whilst they're actually bloomed at this point in time. They're trying to do so. Running through the smoke is going to be Zebes. He's going to meet his demise at the hands of World Edit. And now we have a 5 versus 4 again for Flipside. Now, Copenhagen Wolves not in the best of positions right now. We can see that's a great incendiary. That's going to kill more time away from the clock for Copenhagen Wolves to find something. And that's Flipside have gone very defensive as well with that advantage that they have. Now, we're looking to Copenhagen Wolves to find something right now. Find a little aggression. Get themselves back in this. They do have Connector. You can see Jacobs in there. And they can build off this. He can play Lurk with this kind of a setup. But will he catch anybody? He's got to wait for his teammates to get that push going into the B-bomb site, and then he can really start to do some damage. He will be key in that situation, but his teammates have to do that job first. They've got to get that drop into the site, and it's going to be on Twist right now because there's players on short. He's got to take them down, and now that both players on short can look straight to apartments, and this is going to be so hard for Copenhagen Wolves to get into the bomb site. How on earth are they going to do it? Oh my god, Blade and Markov absolutely destroying them there, and now Jaken's left without a round ready to play.
Yeah, Loco without a team, it's not the greatest of positions to be in, and they also started to push him with just like 20 seconds to go, so they almost were forced into a bottleneck there from Copenhagen Wolves. It's all well and good playing around slow and being disciplined, but it's a balancing act. Like, all the time, you're trying to balance the idea of executing onto a site with not timing yourself out. And so now you can see, like, that was a heavy committed round. They're on an eco, and this is looking like Flipside should hit double digits.
Yeah, Zebes going down early on in that round. I mean, the thing is, it's so hard to play against Flipside. When they get that man advantage, you've got to try to find a risk to take, like a good risk to take, make it safe with some pop flashes to try to equalize. But they just couldn't do it. Flipside were playing so defensively. And Copenhagen Wolves only on 4 rounds at the moment. Another eco, as we see, once again, Flipside, they're having a really good time against these ecos. We see Copenhagen Wolves very often just kind of going up top mid against the ranges of the AWPs, the rifles. And it's actually kind of uncharacteristic. Although you can face with a lot of guys on middle, we can see that it's very hard to do much damage with the pistols, especially if you're not investing in some Tech-9s or Deagles, and they're usually not.
I think every time they've been on a flat-out eco, they push mid. I don't think they've ever really tried anything else. You saw at the end here a couple of players going through BAPs, but what's the play there? They don't have the bomb, they're not going to get a cheeky bomb plant, it's still in mid. So yeah. I'm a bit perplexed. Typically, you'll see a lot of teams trying to force through A, you'll see them mixing up on B-apps, whatever, but regardless, we're in round 15. Copenhagen Wolves, they desperately need this round because we already spoke about Flipside's T-side here on Mirage.
And they're going for the B play. Oh, that's almost a Really nice catch there from Rubino. Excellent damage done to Davkos, down to 15, but Markloff, his ears are pricked up right now. He's alerted to the presence of the T's over by the B apartments. As they dive on in, his teammate Davkos will be eliminated. Now, he's going to try to play this safe, keep himself alive. There's the peak. Twist is trying to force him out of this position that's so strong. Markloff gets the kill, but immediately traded. Blade dives through the window, looking for a fast result. He needs to get his team into this bomb site. Great frag there onto J-Ken by the van, but the trades keep on coming, and players are running out for both sides, but Rubino and Zende critically low. Again, trade off the trade. Bondik's the last man, and he's going to do it with the double, and that's plenty of time for the defuse. Great retake there from Flipside. But Copenhagen Wolves, I mean, 11-4. They had to get it done on the T side. Unless, I mean, they've really been doing their homework and can really fix some of the problems that were wrong. But you can see, you know, so much joy in Marklo's face right now. Although I'm not sure, actually, it's kind of like a grimace slash kind of smile. I'm not really sure what's going on there. But yeah, they definitely look like their spirits are high there on the flip side. They know that they did the job that they set out to do at the start of this map.
Well, he'll be ecstatic after that first half, no doubt. 11-4 is a fantastic CT half. And all the pressure now in this pistol round. It pretty much is pistol or rip for Copenhagen Wolves and Mirage. Like, I know that sounds very blunt and to the point, but if they go 12-4 behind, you're expecting then the next couple rounds to go Flipside's way. Then you've got a 10-round deficit, and Flipside is solid on the T side. It's not like they're absolute garbage there. Like, these guys can play T side.
Unless they force up and then win the force and then reset the opponent's economy, then that actually kind of could work out better for their economy in the short term. But yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, again, I'm sure Zeves has, you know, sat around his teammates and they've had a lot of talks about their CT sides, especially the last time they played Mirage, because they had an equally difficult time with that one. And so they must have sat down, they must have talked about it, they must, we'll have to see if there's a new setup going on as I stand on my words. And Copenhagen Wolves, we have actually just a little bit of aggression from Twist on middle, so a bit of an information play here. There's 2 on A, so this is, again, you know, not that standard A retake we're seeing. There could be some frags here from Rubino and the surrounding teammates, but in comes the execute.
And if the T's don't get a move on, that player will get all the way around the back of them on ramp and could be on the retake. Jacob's first kill is so crucial there. Here comes another one from Rubino. They have lost the play, but Rubino with his second. This is a great round so far for Copenhagen Wolves. And although Markov has landed the headshot, he's the last remaining T. And there we go. That's exactly what Copenhagen Wolves were looking for, and a very confident round on top of it.
Yeah, that was fantastic there. Really nice read. Loved the information play on middle from Twist. Really getting himself in the action. Fast flank either way, if it was a B push or an A push. And now they've got that good economy. But they've got to be worried. This is that force buy situation that is, they absolutely know that this is going to be coming here from Flipside. And Flipside are dangerous. They have so many strategies in the bag for situations like this. What are they going to go with? We're going to have Bondik there. He's going to be tossing a smoke over. That's a smoke for CPL, actually, from that position. Or I think it may be the short on B. We'll have to see as we get the push coming in from Flipside towards that B bomb site. Now, are Copenhagen Wolves aware of this? Are they predicting this right now? They do have some mid control, but they're going back, just like going back through underpass. This could be very surprising. They want to finish on the A, it would seem. Yeah,
absolutely, especially as Bondik's there in Palace. They've been setting up from this from the beginning. Originally, he was waiting for any CTs pushing through for information, and then he just transitions into this push. Here comes the bomb up. This is a great round so far from Flipside. That's going to make it a bit of a denting blow. Rubino with 2 frags, looking for a third. He's connected it as well, and that pretty much just shut down this whole strat. There's really little they can do now from Flipside's perspective. Even a bomb plant would be asking a lot. And I don't think they're even going to get that. Both of the terrorists very low. It's all on Bondik. He doesn't have the bomb. He's got 2 HP, and he's ran out of life. Rubino, did he get 4 in that round?
Yeah, great round there from Rubino. Really nice hold from Copenhagen Wolves. They're back in this one now. They're feeling good. And now it's going to be just a clean up against ecoing players. So they get, again, a chance to build that money and really get the comfort going. It's so important on the CT side as well, because usually on this map, it can be really strong if you have the money, if you have the AWPs going, if you have all the grenades, and if you can take a few losses but still rebuy. That's really the big issue. If the T's are playing that war of attrition but they can never quite kill enough, then you are loving your CT side. You get all the opportunities to play the setups you want. Now Twist is up middle again, and Twist is really a great player for this because he's so good tactically on the in-fight situations. Like, really good, just fighting all over the map. Very dynamic player. Although I say that, he's going to get a quick pop onto Markov there. Oh my god, Twist with a great one-shot there with that switch on the USP. Rubino in with a hand there onto World at it, and that's going to be Copenhagen Wolves with potentially a flawless round here. There it is, flawless round. Exactly what they were looking for. And now they're going to go against the buy of Flipside, and this is where things begin to get scary.
Yep. This is where they're going to be tried and tested, Copenhagen Wolves. But it's important, as you mentioned there, like you did highlight a very good point. They didn't lose any players in the last round, so they didn't have to replenish weapons. So even if they were to lose this, they can buy up again. That is a saving grace within itself. But here's the issue with being so far behind on the CT side. If you make any mistakes, the economy starts to work against you as well. That's something to be very mindful of as we progress through here.
And look at this, so fast up short. Blade, do they even realize he's up there that quickly? I don't think he's now been given away his position, but that's so insanely fast from Flipside. They're all over the place. They're already in 20 seconds of a man in CPL. What is happening in this round right now? Copenhagen Wolves have to respond quickly. They've got 3 players dug in, close on the bomb site A, but in with the entries is Blade. Well did it. Zender needs something, but he won't get a single thing. It's 3 players who are very low for Flipside, but at this point, Copenhagen Wolves, they are on the outskirts right now, looking in to this bomb site that's been taken by the Flipside terrorist attack, and I don't think they even want to go for this at this point. They're too far out. That was amazing from Flipside. Such great timing. And something to notice as well was right at the start, we saw the pop flash over the top from T-spawn in case the TTs rushed, and then they had another smoke that landed on short and popped instantly. Then another smoke popped immediately in front of Blade towards short, which covered his approach. All these pre-nades just covering Blade's fast rush up short for that really quick play into the window room. That was really, I haven't seen that before, not at that pace.
It was very smooth, wasn't it? Very cohesive there, and again, that bodes extremely well for Flipside. Zender was the main man there, I've got to say, from Copenhagen Wolves. If he lands himself a couple frags, he gives the CTs a chance to get back on the site. As soon as he falls into 4v2, no chance getting back onto A. So they made the right decision by saving. It does give them a force up here of a pretty decent, healthy buy with an AWP. But they're running out of time now. They have to start converting these, otherwise they'll be back into force buys with like pistols. And again, they seem to have put so much emphasis on playing aggressive in mid on both T and CT side.
Is it going to work out? It's going to be Rubino, not Twist this time. But that said, they are reinforcing their mid control. I really like this from Copenhagen Wolves. They're really mixing up. Oh my god, what a flick from Twist. Fantastic. That's well done. Out of the picture. And with that frag, they're going to fall out of mid, take their advantage, and they're going to sit on it and force Flipside now to make a move. And playing reactively instead. Love it from Copenhagen Wolves. And now Flipside, I mean, they're in this spot where trying to play that picking style doesn't really favor you because you risk then going 5 versus 3. And then getting onto a bomb site is so incredibly hard. So right now they're thinking about how do we get onto a bomb site.
This is where Blade is going to have to come into his own here because his shot calling can make all the difference. And as you say, this is a terrifying prospect for Flipside. This kind of mid-round scenario where you're a player behind, you know there's an AWP in the opposite team. He's starting to run a bit low on grenades as well. What does Blade have in store? Here come Molotovs down on the site, and it appears the bomb is still over on the B side with 25 seconds.
But there's 4 CTs towards A at the moment. It feels like they're reading just a little bit of A, and now they're going back towards B. So they're trying to play it safe, but this could be very interesting. Jacob needs to get these frags right now to shut this down, or there could be problems if they get fast onto the B bomb site with Blade in the back. This could be disastrous, and indeed, Zevis down with the flank kill. He's probably calling like, what the hell's going on? And Rubino now has to do so much damage from short. This is going to be a really hard retake.
Very smart from him to back away though and relocate, come back stronger than ever. It's allowed his teammates to come in. It's all on Bondic. I can't stress enough how smart that was from Rubino. And can Bondic get anything done here? We saw a clutch earlier from this position, but the Molotov forces him out. Very good retake from Copenhagen Wolves. Rubino has been a beast today as well, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. I was looking at that thinking, oh my god, this is so chaotic. There's so much stuff going on right now. This is going to be really tough for Copenhagen Wolves, but they just landed the shots very clutch in that round. And one of the things about playing Flipside that must be really, really hard for Copenhagen Wolves. If I was on their side, like imagine trying to call some of these rounds, like call the positions that Flipside are taking in some of these rounds, because they are getting behind them so quickly sometimes, and you know players are dying in random positions and having to like understand, okay, my teammate died here, he's going to make this call. By the time I understand how to reposition myself, the team might be all the way in this other different position. Very hard on the communication, the way Flipside are applying pressure onto Copenhagen Wolves, but they're handling it so far. 4-round difference, and it looks like Flipside are setting up to go for a triple-pronged attack onto the A bomb site. They need to get welded into that connected position, but typically he throws the smoke into jungle from top mid. But that said, he's moving up short, so you can't, I'm not sure if you can throw it from there. We'll have to see. Might be looking for that first kill that cues his team in, and he might get it soon, but it's actually Zender in Palace with an aggressive push that's going to start things off for Copenhagen Wolves.
Yeah, ironically, Zender playing in the position that Bondic did to kill him. Then here we go, Rubino with 2 frags, and again he's just teeing off onto Flipside, and they're trying to bring this deficit back down to 3. Markelov, the last remaining player, bomb was dropped on 8. He's in connector, he's got time to burn, but that's pretty much all he's got going for him right now. No utility either to try and force on. He would love to smoke connector and just make sure he has his full attention over towards Shadow, and can't even get the frag onto Jacob. Solid round for Copenhagen Wolves.
I love those kills when you're like looking at the guy and his like hand is like in his own face and he's just like shooting you down anyway. Sure, okay, that looks like it's very plausible. But either way, Rubino, as you said, you know, he's doing really, really well in this match, and those 2 kills just completely hamstrung the push. After that happened, they lost all momentum. Didn't gain any positioning, and well, 12-9, and Copenhagen Wolves are going to force Flipside to an eco. So they're actually really coming back in this one and finding their feet. Flipside, maybe they can show us a better eco round.
Yeah, difference in style here. They're going through underpass instead.
That's really smart to use the taser in that way, and also very filthy.
It is, but I can definitely see why you'd go for that one. For the insta-kill, didn't quite pay off for them, but still you're seeing that they're doing the damage here. 2 frags from Blade. And even though Flipside likely will just drift away in this round and end up losing, they've at least taken 2 weapons away. And this is why I was confused why we kept seeing Copenhagen Wolves stacking mid on their eco rounds. You want to get up in the face of the opposition, you want to do your best to try and land those headshots close range. As Blade is going to be biting the dust very shortly. He's lasting a lot longer than I expected him to, though. He refuses to go down here.
They can't connect shots on these guys. That was really weird. I mean, losing 2 players there. I mean, we saw on the inverse when Flipside were handling rounds like that. Oh, you know, it's the snap of the fingers, kill all 5 players. There's no sweat at all. But in that situation, it's complete chaos. I love the idea from World to get the taser, to go underpass, and just instantly get that close range situation on connector. That's really scary. If I got killed that way, I would be raging. Now 12-10 is the scoreline. We have the full buy coming in for both sides. All the nades, all the guns, all the time. And Twist is now taking his AWP to be apartments. This might not be expected. It's a good way to catch a team off guard. But it's Zebes with that mid-push that could also catch them off guard. They're going aggressive all over the place. Trades for days. But it's going to be a 3 versus 3 now.
Not sure if I'm a fan of Copenhagen Wolves continually pushing up mid. This is starting to get a bit too predictable. It's the 3rd or 4th time they've done this in a rifle round. And I completely agree, Dan, that Twist clearly caught them off guard there with the AWP. He's typically on window or even short. So that was good, but after that, it's all been the terrorist, and Twist goes for the peak because Copenhagen Wolves were in a 3v3. He needed the information. In doing so, it cost him his life. Rubino, that was a key frag. He's going to fall down. That could be the deciding factor now. So much pressure on Zender.
Oh my god, he's going to get sprayed down at distance. That was a crazy round. I mean, we could see actually that Flipside were trying to set up a triple-pronged attack into the bomb site, trying to get into some sneaky positions, but they got caught during that phase by information plays, and their positions were so weird that we saw they just were able to take down Copenhagen Wolves one after another. I felt like CPH Wolves got really unlucky there, to be honest, from some extent, but Flipside, they're hitting the shots, and in goes Twist now on middle, changing position once again with that AWP.
We can let Rubino off for a slight misplay with some of the plays he's done so far today. He's been the rock, I would say, of Copenhagen Wolves.
And he's been performing for sure. And you can see that they're very passive there, you know, Markloff in B apartments, because they don't know if there's an AWP on B apps now, because it's been shown once by Copenhagen Wolves, so it could be there again, and that's kind of the beauty of doing it, of moving the AWP around, because you're always unsure, and you don't get the liberty or the freedom to just go for peaks anymore on spots like this. So Markloff's playing it really slow. Now, I love the switch of pace right now from Flipside. Look how slow this round is. Copenhagen Wolves are taking matters into their hands. They're telling JKM to go push Palace, get some information. He's going to spot a player. But at this point, it doesn't really tell them all that much. It could be a lurker. It could be a player to combine onto a push. It's hard to interpret what's going on right now. But here comes that push up short, and it's going to be Copenhagen Wolves getting the trade, but still we've got this push coming in from Flipside. They'll claim control over connector and short now, so Flipside, 4 versus 3, are in a phenomenal position to close this round out on B, but Zebes could be the man to stop it all.
They certainly are in a great position, and he will get the drop onto Markelov. 23 seconds, they're going to go for the rotation through mid. Oh my goodness. There is going to be Zender going into window potentially. No, he walks straight past it. This is an A play. Look at the positions of the CTs right now. If they can get crossfire down onto the site, this is so doable. Jacob with 1. 5 seconds. They don't have enough time for the bomb plant unless it goes down right now, and it will do so. The Molotov very nearly kills Zevez. And now it's all down to Zender.
This is absolutely incredible. What a shot there from Zender. Now just a one-on-one. That changes everything. Now, that plant is really hard to deal with. Oh, Bondic, perfect positioning. That plant is so impossible because he has to look down to defuse it, and then that means all his opponent has to do is go up for the peak. If he's looking down, he can take the shots. If he's looking up, then he can just peek back again. So hard to deal with that. But this shot from Zender is class.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. And flip side, I gotta say, yes, they win, but they cut that so fine. That was what, like half a second? When the bomb went down, it was so nearly slipping away from them. And now Copenhagen Wolves go from a position where they very nearly won it to a force fight. And they're on the brink of defeat here on Mirage.
And this is a cool situation for Rubino, actually, taking a scout to B-Apps. I really like this because when your opponents know there's no AWPs, they actually might get quite confident to actually take more liberty peeking into the B apartments kind of area towards the bomb site. So he could very well have received an aggressive move from one of the Flipside players, but Flipside, they are playing it really passively right now because they know that there might be a force-up coming. And it's very likely, so they don't want to get caught off guard by aggression. Aggression is a really good way to equalize that natural disadvantage you have by having worse weaponry. And there you go, Rubino's starting to get some shots off, but won't get a connection just yet. Yeah. This is quite hard for Copenhagen Wolves. They're playing it reactively, and
it's a good point you raised, Dan, but also it's like this double-edged sword, I should say, like where Copenhagen Wolves aren't going to have much utility. Flipside know this, so by playing slow, you almost force their hand. And this is also an issue that Rubino said in his interview, that Copenhagen Wolves really struggled to play off against the slow style of Flipside. And you've seen in these last couple of rounds, they end up getting caught looking for information.
And right now, there's no ability to counter-grenade the push that's coming from Flipside. They have to do this on raw aim alone, and team play. Twist gets a quick kill in the distraction. Zender rattles off a few shots for free. Oh, he gets 2 straight away, walking into the spray there. Well, it goes down straight away, and there is a chance now, a real chance for Flipside to actually not plant the bomb maybe, in fact, but it will go down. Bonded with an excellent shot down to Zeves, and now a 2-on-2 situation. Rubino on that scout, Twist on the AK. Great nade! Straight away taking down Twist. 1-on-1 now for Rubino. He swaps out for the AK. He's been phenomenal so far. For Flipside, oh no, Bondic gets it straight away. Flipside indeed will take the round, and that was a close one.
That nade, man, was beautiful. And we were on board for it the whole way through as well. That again, Flipside plant with very little time to spare. Here's the spray down from Zender. Nearly gets 3. This is the grenade. This is the moment that shifted the round firmly in favor of Flipside. 15 to 10, 5 rounds needed on the bounce for Copenhagen Wolves, and look at this buy down. It is horrendous.
It is absolutely atrocious indeed. Now, Flipside moving forwards on B apartments at the moment. Creeping in. Know that they just have to get the trades. This is kind of a very standard anti-eco kind of play. They're going to throw in the Molotovs as well. Zevis is there. He's going to spot everything. He's just got a 5-7. Gets a nice tag onto Markov, but goes down. And that's the bomb site. And we all know the B bomb site is the hardest site to retake on this map. And Flipside, they get perfect post-plant positions all the time to set up in the world. And everyone is piling in through these choke points. There's not much of a chance here, surely, but they're actually making some frags happen. 3 players left. Walden is going to fall as well to Rubino. But there it is, the finishing kill from Bondic. And map 1 is going to go to Flipside, but that was a lot closer than I expected.
It was shaping up to be very one-sided at one point, but Flipside still, they held their nerve. They put down the clutch situations. In actual fact, I'm trying to figure out a single time when Copenhagen Wolves won a 2v2, 1v1 scenario. It was all the way a Flipside.
Absolutely, and I'm really excited for Overpass now, and I'm sure you guys are as well. But first, we'll take a quick commercial break. We'll see you very soon.